Welcome to episode 1 of Reset and Rise. If this is unfamiliar for you, don't worry. Basically, I have started a New Year's prep series, but the thing is, I'm also participating in it because if I'm starting a series and if I'm going to be the leader of that series, I also need to put in the work that my followers and the people that are looking up to me are also doing. It just wouldn't make sense. And so in episode 1, basically, we're in the stage of reflection. And if you haven't, I recommend clicking the link below. It's a free PDF. All you have to do is just put in your email, and it's a free PDF for 20 introspective questions. And I challenged my audience to answer 5 of those. And the purpose of this video is me basically sharing what I'm learning throughout my journaling. And right now, this is a live journal process. I have my journal ready, and I'm literally about to pull up my 20 questions. I'm gonna write as many as I can. And basically how this video is gonna go is like when I'm writing, whatever thought comes up in mind that I wanna share with you guys, I'm just gonna share it. And I recommend sticking around because these questions are deep and whatever answers that I have with those questions, you might relate to. And I'm gonna try giving myself some advice and like how I'm going to move forward with it. And if you wanna join the New Year's prep, I recommend you following my Instagram because that's where I'm putting updates and the videos. I'm also putting the videos on shorts, but it's just more engaging on Instagram, so I recommend you guys following me there. And to make things clear with you guys too, this series is not wow, la la la, make vision boards, ha ha ha, and then never do any of the things that you told yourself that you're going to do for 2025. This series is a skill building series because what we're implementing throughout this series is you're going to be implementing it right now. And at the end of the series, the goal is basically for you guys to have that confidence in yourself and be like, wow, I can actually change my life and it is possible, and now you have the blueprint on how to do the things that you want to do. So let's now dive deep into episode 1 of reflection. So last night I did get a chance to do the first question, and the first question was, looking back on 2024, what advice would you give yourself at the start of the year? And I wrote a lot. One thing I want to share with you guys with the advice that I would give myself at the beginning of 2024 is be more authentic. Throughout my whole life, I felt like I had to filter myself, especially in college too. I really felt filtered. Through that, with authenticity, content creation has been something that's allowing me to be more authentic and getting a chance to know, like, who am I? How am I presenting to the world? Am I presenting myself in a way that I like myself to be presented as? Who am I without judgment? Who am I without just overthinking what others are thinking? And that's where I'm at right now. But the advice I wanted to give myself was be authentic. If you feel misunderstood, you're in the wrong place. And that's 100% true. And there's so many experiences I learned within this year where I'd be in a room full of people, but I felt misaligned and I felt I had to be filtered and very misunderstood. Like my sense of humor, not many people understand it or they just don't find me funny. I find myself hilarious. And humor is a big thing for me. If I am in a room and I'm sharing my humor and no one's understanding it, I feel misunderstood because that's just a big part of my personality is that I make jokes about everything. I see the light in anything and make it a joke. If I'm with someone and we cook and we burnt all of the food, I'm gonna think it's the funniest thing ever. I'm not even gonna be mad about it versus someone who's like, rah, rah, rah. You get what I'm saying? Another piece of advice that I would give myself at the beginning of 2024 is don't lower your boundaries just because someone has been doing things for you. And with me, with such high boundaries, there was a moment where I was with someone for a little bit and I was like, wow, like they're doing a lot for me. I kind of feel bad that I have this wall. It's not even a wall, it's just my boundaries and standards. And in my head, I'm like, I kind of feel bad that I'm kind of, I have high boundaries, I have high standards. Let me just lower it for them just to show my appreciation. But the thing is, that's not showing appreciation. Why do I need to lower my boundaries and standards to show that I appreciate what you're doing for me? What? That's ridiculous. And the fact that I had to do that just shows that it was never going to work in the start. And so moving forward, as I enter relationships, it's more so if I find myself feeling like I owe someone something, that I owe them to lower my standards, that I owe them to lower my boundaries because they're doing something and they're going out of the way for me. If I feel like I have to do that with someone, that's not genuine. And you know what? If I'm misinterpreting it with someone, I'm just gonna trust my intuition because whenever I don't trust my intuition, it's always right. It's always right. The consequences of my actions show when I don't trust my intuition. So that's a new piece of advice that I'm going to carry on with me through 2025. Another piece of advice that I would give myself was don't dim your light just because someone else is insecure. And that is the biggest thing that I need to take and carry on with me for the rest of my life. And it came to a point where I'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to let myself shine. I'm just going to stay quiet. And doing that, in fact, hurt me. And it made me quiet. It made me feel unappreciative. It made me lose in touch of my authentic self. So carry that with you guys. Don't dim your light just because the people around you are insecure. It is not your problem. It's not my problem at all. Even if you're with a partner that's insecure, honestly, I'd recommend just leaving them. And like the hard truth that I had to learn is that you can show someone how you see them in your eyes and that you see no flaws in them and you view them as a secure person and none of their insecurities bother you because you don't see any of them, but they will never see it. No matter how hard you try, no matter the patience that you have, hoping that maybe you'll be the one to pull them out of this insecure state, you will never be the one to do that. They need to do it on their own. And that's something I had to learn, and that's something I'm going to carry on with me in my next relationship as well, is that like, I cannot be the one to show you that you are more than just your insecurities. You need to do it for yourself. And it is what it is. I need to go find a secure person because dimming my light is hurting me and is making me lose myself. So yeah, that was deep, guys. Wow. Where did this come from? Okay, from the list of 20, the next question that I'm doing is, in what ways did you allow others' expectations to shape your actions, and how can you reclaim more of your personal autonomy? This one, it started getting deep. First, I was like, I can't think of anything. And then I started writing and I started thinking about everything. So I wrote about 6 experiences. I'm going to share 1 or 2 with you guys. The biggest one where I feel like I'm expected to do things because that's how others see me and it's shaping my actions is my masculinity. I would say I'm a very assertive, dominant, confrontational, and decisive person. Now, it's a gift and I'm so thankful to be able to do this. But the problem is that everyone expects me to be like that with them. I've been working on it and it has affected relationships a lot and friendships. Relationships mostly, and I saw that in my previous one. And it's something like moving forward, how can I adjust that expectation? I hope this is making sense. Like, I want to tap into my femininity. I don't want to be in my masculine. My creativity and my work is for my masculine. That's what it is. With my femininity, I want that to be reflected on the platonic and romantic relationships that I've had. And even moving forward with the relationships too, I always found myself being a problem solver in those. And, moving forward into my next relationship, I'm not solving the problem. I will mention what the problem is. I'm not solving it anymore because I'm tired. I want to be nurturing and I want to be nurtured too. I don't want to be the one having to fix everything. And I definitely do have a gift in having the ability of problem solving, which is why I like to create videos because I get to help people. But in my real life, that's where the expectation lies. Because I help people, everyone expects me to help them. But I want that reflected to me. I want someone who's compatible with me, who compliments me in a way of, okay, you don't want to be in that position, don't worry, because I'm going to be that position for you and I want to do that for you. And the thing with YouTube videos too, I don't find that there's an expectation set for me. If you watch my videos, you're watching it because it resonated with you. I'm not solving any problem that you specifically have. I'm sharing my story and I'm sharing the problems that I've solved for myself, and I'm just sharing that experience with you guys, which is why I like doing social media, because I actually have people who want to listen and take action versus people in real life who don't want to listen, who don't want to take action. And I just can't do that anymore. So I'm done living with that expectation. And then the other thing I want to share as well, as someone who used to post fitness content all the time, people started associating me with just fitness. And I'm like, dude, like there's more to me than fitness. And it was always expected the conversation would always lead to fitness. And I'm gonna be so for real. I love fitness, but I don't want to talk about it. It's like the same thing when you're at your job. You might love your job, but man, coming home after a 9 to 5, after being with a whole bunch of people, the last thing you want to do is talk about, how was work? What'd you do at work? And even same with self-development. That is like my identity. I love that stuff. But going into, again, the real world and even on social media, I never want to fall into the trap where it's expected that I'm supposed to be growing all the time. Like, no, literally in 2023, I took a whole break where I just was lowering how much I was putting effort into myself and growing. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to grow right now. And that's totally fine. You don't have to grow and be go, go, go. I talked about this in one of my videos of my like 5 self-improvement mistakes that you guys might be making. And who knows? Maybe after whatever I'm doing right now, whatever development I've been working on for the past 6 months, who knows? I'll give it another 4 months and I might be like, I'm done. Let's go experience life. Let's go get ourselves in some trouble so we can have new experiences and have new things to grow upon. And when I talk to people in real life, I don't want it to feel like it's expected of me that I'm always growing, or that it's expected of me that I can give them advice and solve all their problems. That's the last thing I want to do, because I invest so much of that energy to myself, and I really take pride in my ability to be this self-aware that I'm not just going to go give advice to someone who doesn't want to actually actively use it. Again, like how I said, that's why I post on social media, because there's people who actively want to take in what I'm saying. When I'm out with friends, I just want to be like a SpongeBob episode. No brain cells. Do not talk about anything. Let's just be stupid, because that is how I want to live life. And that's how I always try to strive for when it's like picking my friends. It's like, who can I be stupid with? Because if I can't be stupid with you and I have to always have a serious talk with you, I'm just not going to be satisfied. And it's not selfish. This is the reality of it. That's just who I am. And maybe someone out there relates to that. But yeah, this video can be an hour long, but I'm not going to make it an hour long. So I'm only going to stick with those 2 questions for you guys. Other than that, I will see you guys next week, because what we're going to be doing next week is that everything that we've reflected on, we're now going to select three main themes that we've noticed in our reflection. And that's going to be basically like the pillars of our 2025. But the catch is we are only focusing on one area and one intention. And that is going to help us build confidence to see that you can transform in 8 weeks. And I'm going to be the living proof to show you it. And you're also going to be the living proof to show yourself. Other than that, I will see you guys next week.